This show is going to fail for a lot of reasons. It was destined to fail because of its inability to actually use the lore. They can't use anything. The appendices, that's nothing. Can't do that. What they have access to are names. They can put names in there, but then they can't actually use the real characters. So we get these fanfic versions. But then what do? They create this whole entire horde of fake fanfic characters. The dirty hippies, these dwarves that shouldn't be, Mud Diversity Elf and his Mud Diversity Inclusion girlfriend or baby mama. All that stuff. The Frankenstein Numenorians we're going to get. What you have here, a good show, a solid show, especially if it's serialized, will have 1, 2, maybe 3 plot lines, an A, B, and a C. A good story begins with everything in one place. And then from the A plot goes the B plot. Get my camera. Goes the C plot. And they go off in directions with the intention of coming back together. There is one primary story in here that was lore, could be, it is in here. The Forging of the Rings of Power. That is the actual story. And people involved with it, Galadriel, Elrond, Celebrimbor, they can be involved in it, and they could have different plots spouting off from that, but we would still come back to it. But let's really step aside here. Your A plot is Galadriel, warrior princess. Let's just say Galadriel, warrior princess. That's your A plot. Sauron and the Rings of Power. Your B plot, Elrond, and what he's doing now with Celebrimbor and the dwarves. And the dwarves then are a C plot out of the B plot. But wait, there's more. You've got the Harfoots. There's a D plot. You've got Mud Diversity Couple. There's an E plot. And Mud Diversity Couple splits off into 2 different directions. An F plot with Baby Mama and badass teenage mustache Theo, while Black Elf of color is off on another, is split off on another. So you have all these diverging plots that are completely separate from anything to do with the rings themselves and the forging of the rings. And what you have with the Harfoots and the Wizard, what you have with Mud Diversity Couple and what they're doing and they're separating plots, they can never come into the main plot, the A plot. Those plots aren't even sprouted from the A plot. They can never go back in there. So what you have are meaningless side stories, meaningless side quests that have no original content in there. The Harfoot Wizard quest, Nori and Berry Muncher and Lenny Henry and then the stink that's following all of them around along with the wizard. There is no actual Tolkien lore in that at all. You realize that. You're going to see going on. Because they can't name the wizard. And they can't have actual Tolkien events interconnect with them. Mud Diversity couple, Elf of Color, and Persian Baby Mama. Nothing they do can actually come into actual events. They are spiraled off on the side. Even the stuff that's going on with the dwarves, the Mithril, that can't really come back in after a certain point. Disa cannot come into the main story. She cannot interact with Galadriel, warrior princess. She cannot interact with that. Durin the Third shouldn't even exist. You see what I'm saying here? All these different tangent side quest stories can never have proper Tolkien endings, which means they're meaningless. They are empty. They are pointless. They have no purpose but to fill time and check boxes. Look at those side stories from the Harfoots and the Wizard to Modiversity Couple and their misadventures. Everything in there is a checkbox. Everything is a checkbox. It's all for diversity. It's all from a representation and inclusion. It's not to tell any story. So you go through all those articles that I showed you in my video earlier today. All these articles, all these shills playing the race cards. That's to misdirect you from the fact that these stories can never go anywhere and they'll never actually enter real Tolkien source material because they can't, because these people do not own it. It's that simple. And the sooner people understand that, the sooner they know what they're dealing with. This show can go nowhere. It is not real. And then it is further destroyed. So it's going to be destroyed because you have stories that have no meaning and no purpose and no possible realistic end, except to mystery box you away. Mystery box you in a direction. And then the actual A and B plot, maybe the C plot, they're broken because it's not the real lore. The lore does matter. The books do matter. You can't just watch this and separate it from the source material. It is broken. When you turn Galadriel, queen, most powerful elf in the realm, into Galadriel, warrior princess, you've broken this. When you turn Elrond, Lord of Rivendell, into Femrond, who didn't visit his dwarf boyfriend for 20 years, you've broken the story. It's just that's it. When you have what we're going to see with the Numenors in episode 3 going on, with all the crap they're going to do the Numenor, the out of character behavior of Elendil and Isildur, and the wrong characters at the wrong time, the behavior, the title, when you see when it is in there and it's broken, it ruins it. You cannot watch this stuff and separate. It can't exist on its own. Bottom line, there is no defending this because you cannot separate it from the source material. You cannot just say, oh, forget the source material, just watch it on its own. You can't. Especially when Payne and McKay and the entire cast and every shill outlet, some controlled by Amazon, some pushed forward by Amazon, are telling you this is Lord of the Rings, that it is Galadriel's story in the Second Age, that it is how the rings came to be. When they're telling you that it is Lord of the Rings, you cannot separate it. You cannot say, we'll get it, not connected to the actual source material. You can't. Bottom line. Something is right or something is wrong. Something is properly adapted, like the Jackson trilogy, with love and faith and respect, or it's this shit. And that's what it is. This is shit. Okay, I'm done. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to get in touch with me, you can reach out to me at therentnerd@gmail.com. That email's for channel business only, so I check it on a daily basis. Also, you can find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can find me at Rumble and Odyssey, The Renaissance Nerd. Thank you again. See you next time.